This one simple advice will change your life. My mother once said something to me that hit me like a ton of bricks, and it completely changed my life. It's about motherhood, but it's applicable to virtually everything, virtually every stage in your life, whether you're still young, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're elderly. It doesn't even matter if you're a father, mother, child, whatever. It is universally relevant. So here is the story. I was having a particularly bad day, and I remember telling my mother that I felt overwhelmed. My youngest child was sick at the time, and I had worked all night on this particular day. I still had to take the kids to school, and amidst other things I needed to do, deadlines to meet, I was having a chaotic day. So I vented to her, and I expected her to say something along the lines of, "Don't worry, it will be fine, you'll be okay, just pray about it and everything will be fine." I expected to hear something like that. But to my surprise, my mom used this tough love approach for me that day, and she said to me that these things you consider stress are going to be a lifelong affair. And she used motherhood as an example for me. She said, at every stage in your children's life, you will have a new responsibility or what you call stress. It was quite disappointing at first, but then she elaborated and it just made complete sense to me. I hadn't thought about I've heard this kind of advice before, but I hadn't heard it quite articulated the way she explained it to me. And she said, when your kids are babies, you worry about their sleepless nights. When they are teenagers, you worry about the kind of friends they keep. When they are married, you worry about their happiness. When they become parents, you will start to worry about your grandchildren. So it's a lifelong affair and it's never going to stop. And in that moment, I just understood that I needed to stop complaining and start embracing this lifelong responsibility. So in today's video, I would like to share with you how I maintain my joy despite the challenges of motherhood. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I talk about finances, motherhood, relationships, and those kind of things. Thank you to my amazing subscribers for sticking with me on this journey. I know this particular topic seems like a shift, but I assure you I will find a way to sync everything together about finances, motherhood, relationship, and those kind of things. So eventually I plan to introduce a clear segment so you know what to expect in each episode. So for now, I just indulge you to please run along with me. And if you have any questions about career development, online hustles, or anything relationship related, please still relate with me. It's still me and I'm happy to help. Now, without further ado, let's just move straight into today's video. Now, nothing really prepares you for motherhood, nothing at all. It's like a 24/7 responsibility. And once you become a mother, there's no going back. As hard as it is, motherhood is one of the most precious and most important roles. And with all the joys comes various challenges. Sometimes you might feel lost, you might be wondering who you even were before you became a mother. And I know it's tough, it's a tough transition, but in this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can find peace in this motherhood journey. And I won't promise you that you'll be back to exactly how things were before, because motherhood changes you a lot and forever. Some things just can't change, which is fine. That's how it's meant to be. But I'll be sharing with you how you can live more calmly and serenely in this new chapter of your life. So the first thing I do is that I always talk about it with trusted people. I talk with my husband, I talk with my mother, I talk with my friends, Ella and Izini, they've heard it all. I talk with my sister Esther, and I'm so grateful for the support system I have. Even though they are not necessarily professionals, just go to somebody you can trust and somebody who truly cares about you. And you know what they say, problem shared is halved. So yes, do make sure to pour out your thoughts. It brings relief and it will lighten the load. The second thing I do is that I break the routine, and this is somehow linked to the first point because it's from talking to people I realized that I had to do things a little differently. Particularly very, I don't know if I'll call it discipline, or for the lack of words, let me just use discipline. So if I send my kids to bed at 7 o'clock, it has to be 7 o'clock, I am that rigid. But having spoken to a number of people, I realized, for example, when my kids come back from school, I usually make them do their assignments almost immediately. But with time, I got to learn that it was better for them to, freshen up, get some rest before they go back into that mental headspace again. So these are some of the reasons why I said share your worries, your concerns with people, and you're going to learn and unlearn certain things. Okay, then another thing I do is that I literally count my blessings. I cannot stress this point enough. It is so easy to forget the blessings around you when you are worrying about one thing or the other. So I try as much as possible to literally count my blessings. I remember when I was coming into the UK, it was actually a prayer point that I get the visa and we, migrate to the UK. When we got here, things didn't go quite as planned. I felt life would be a lot easier in the abroad, but I realized that on getting here it was it was a lot stressful. Actually, it was stressful. I didn't have as much support as I had back home. I was missing my mother, I was missing my sister, I was missing my friends, back home. And at a point I was, talking to my husband that we needed to go back. But then I started to count my blessings again, and I realized that this was something I actually prayed for. I'm here now and I seem unsatisfied. So sometimes it does help when you literally count the things that you prayed for, the blessings that you have. You're somewhere, you're at a place in your life where some people are praying to be and you're complaining. So it just gives you that brain reset that, come on, you need to be thankful, and it will, reduce that worry and that stress on you. Another thing I do is to make time for myself. This is very crucial, and I discussed it in one of my videos. I'll be sharing the link in the description, or I'll leave it up here, where I talked about how your welfare is directly linked to the happiness in your family, in the happiness of your home. You need to be selfish sometimes. Make time for yourself, at least a few minutes a day. Personally, I love watching movies. I love Nigerian movies, and it's something I've always done even before I had kids. So I make sure I do that every night. Once the kids are in bed, I try as much as possible to find time to catch up on a series or whatever. So give yourself a break, take care of yourself, look good where you can, and it just boosts your confidence, and it makes you feel lighter when you're in that right space of mind. If you don't take care of yourself, it will tell on your family, it will tell on your kids. You may transfer aggression unnecessarily, and stuff like that. So that's another thing I do. Then finally, what I do is to identify my stressors. So you need to identify what stresses you out the most, so that you can cut them out or eliminate them. For instance, I remember I used to work in 9 to 5 job, but I realized at that moment in time it wasn't doing what I needed it to do for me. It was just about the money, and I needed time for my family. My kids were still too young to leave for a babysitter, so I decided to change, and which is one of the reasons why I advocate for side hustles. I'm not saying you should quit your 9 to 5 job. This is a completely different, this is relative to me. It could be anything. If you can cut down on anything that stresses you, please go ahead and cut it down. And if you can cut it off completely, I indulge you to do so, because like I said, your well-being is directly linked to the well-being of your family. So if you're interested in learning how to start your own business or learn online hustles, I have videos with respect to that, so please check out my other videos, and you're going to learn how to make money online, how to even start a business if you have zero money at all in your account, easy ways to make money and stuff like that. So I'll be leaving the links in the description or up here. You can check them out. I also have a community for mothers, so may like to join that community. We talk about motherhood, stress, we talk about business ideas and support each other on this journey. It's going to be a great space for sharing your experiences, and I would love you to join. So please click the link in my description to join. So finally, motherhood is hard, but it's also deeply rewarding. So just hang in there, especially if your kids are still young. It gets better. You'll look back one day and you'll be proud of the journey you've been on, and hopefully inspire the younger generation someday. If you've enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. You're very welcome to join the family. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.